Hi guys, Vechs here, and welcome back to some more Minecraft mapping. Alrighty, on today's episode, I want to try and make whirlpools, but first we're going to check in on Murphy. Hi Murphy, you're spreading pretty well. Okay. Oh, look at that, you got some diagonal spreading. You're getting fancy. Huh. Huh. Okay, so I want to make whirlpools. Now, we're going to jump into MCEdit in a second, but while I'm in Minecraft, there's some things I need to do in preparation for this to make my life a little easier. I want to see if I can make some decent looking whirlpools here. I need to get some pre-made. Let's see if we can come over here. No. Yeah. 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 What does this end up doing? Okay, that's a good start. I also want to see... what does this look like? Okay. Alright. I think this is just about all we'll need, I think. I just want to see what these... okay. You'll see what I meant with these in a second here. Alright, let's hop into MCEdit. Alrighty, we're in MCEdit now. Now, this doesn't... oh, yeah, it's not going to show up, is it? Let's take a look at the data values on the water here. Okay, 9, 7, yeah. Each of these is going to be... different value of the water. Facing a different way. 9, 1... Now, I don't know if this is even going to work like I think it will. Basically, I want the water to be stuck in the flowing animation and not update. Now, I think this is water... flowing water is... okay, flowing water is block ID 8. Still water is 9. So as long as the water doesn't update, and as long as it stays block ID 9, it should stay in its position. Yeah, position. Alright, so let's try and make a whirlpool here. Alright, we're going to make a whirlpool. We're going to need some air. First off, what does a whirlpool look like? Is it maybe something like a 9 by 9? Should I make it bigger than 9 by 9, or is 9 by 9 plenty big enough? I think 9 by 9 should be big enough. Let's try something relatively simple to start with. Okay, boom. Alright, so there's the water. Now we need to... alright, let's see here. No. Paste. I could use a paste brush, although it could be easier just to copy. Now I want the whirlpool going like... I guess we'll make the water flow counterclockwise. That feels natural to me for some reason. Not sure why. Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and see if this even works like I think it does. Alright, so this will be the water that's flowing sideways. So I'm just going to pick one of these and we're going to copy it. Wait a minute. No, come here. Nine, 5. Yeah, copy. There we go. So we have some 9, 5. No, don't. Well, okay, fine, save. Alright, let's see if this works. So this is 9, 5 order. And I'm not gonna... and it's facing east. It's facing east. And so I don't want to actually... rotate it, but let's go ahead and stick the water in here And I won't be able to actually, I'm going to just kind of have to kind of remember because I don't remember the way it's facing. So this water is flowing east. Alright, I'm not going to put it up, I don't think I'll put it up there. So we have the east flowing water going this way. Now, if I get in the game, these all should be east flowing, non-updating water blocks here. Okay. And then let's take the tiniest water. We can go ahead and delete this one. And let's copy that. And then we're going to take the tiny water and put it up on top around the edges like this. And this should be the tiny, tiny little thin water. I've never done this before, so I have no idea what's going to happen. And one outcome of this video could be that I discover that we can't make whirlpools like what I'm thinking about. So we'll just see the best we can do. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go take a look at what happens in Minecraft now with this. Okay. Alright. Well, we're back in the world. And I'm noticing that, well, one thing worked and one thing did not work. The thing that worked is the tiny thin water is actually still tiny and thin up on top. What did not work is I was copying water that was specifically flowing right here. This chunk of water is, I think, what I copied, and it's flowing, what is that? East. It's flowing east. However, it is, none of these have retained their actual direction, and they are now flowing, seems to be whichever way they kind of feel like. Very chaotic. Well, it's a whirlpool, so it makes sense, I suppose. However, the blocks are still there. They are still there. And they seem to have retained their amount, I should say, the amount. Like they're thin pieces of water, as you can see. How does a boat handle when you approach this formation of water? Let's hop in a boat and find out. Oh no, it's a whirlpool! What is happening? Ah! I'm getting knocked around. Okay, well you do get knocked around. You know what show I wish they hadn't canceled that I really liked when I was a kid? Pirates of Dark Water. If you've never seen Pirates of Dark Water, try to watch it online. Maybe see if you can find a place that streams the episodes. It was a really cool show. And it got canceled and never finished. And I always wanted to see more of it. Because I thought the premise was cool, the animation was pretty good. Yeah. Pirates of Dark Water and SWAT Cats. Both of those shows never should have been canceled. They were both awesome. So it definitely pushes you around like a whirlpool. You would expect a whirlpool to. It actually almost pushes you out, which might be good. That actually I kind of like that, because if you are trying to avoid it, that's actually kind of forgiving. Like, how fast do I have to go to actually force my way inside? About that fast. Okay. And I come over here and, whoa! We go up the side of it. Whoosh! Whee! Alright, that's pretty cool. I like that. Nah! Whoa! Did a submarine. That's what the submarine was, the move, that's what the move was called in Wave Race 64, when you dove your jet ski underneath the water. It's like we're in Dolphin Park all over again. All we need are the red buoys and the yellow buoys on either side. Whee! Scoosh. Ooh. Went way under the water. Alright, so it looks like... Okay. So the amount of water is retained. The direction seems to be wherever it feels like calculating itself to go. Alright, that's good to know. So what if I make... Okay. So my first plan was to have the actual water flowing inwards. Like once you got into it, it would like pull you in. Maybe I... Okay. Alright, so let's go with plan B, which I'm pretty sure will work. I'm not sure if it'll be functional, but it will look cool. And, you know, looking cool is always kind of nice. Alright, so let's hop back into MCEdit. Okay, and we can see that the little tiny bits of water were in fact retained. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and erase these. And let's just fill this in, and we're going to start over. We're going to get still water again. Boom. Now, we're going to come in with air, and this time we're going to make it bigger, because this idea for a whirlpool does need to be bigger. And we will make it bigger. Boop. There we go. Now we're going to take some water, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to make kind of like a spiral pattern. Like, so there's the bottom of the whirlpool, and then we're going to come up and around and around and around, like a real spiraling pattern, like an actual whirlpool. And how does that look? So it spirals outward. You know, I'm not sure. I'm not feeling that. I got a better idea. Let's try it from the opposite end. Let's try tunneling into the water in a spiral. So we're going to go into the water in a spiral. Huh. I'll get rid of this piece in the middle. No. Interesting, but no, that's not what I'm looking for either. I'm trying to make a whirlpool. How do I make a whirlpool? I think maybe we need something bigger. Alright. Wait a minute. Not necessarily bigger, but wider and shallower. There we go. And then I think what I'd like to do is have the water come out from the middle, from the sides, and go like up the sides like that. And then from each one go out like this in an arc. And then what I want to do is 9, 6. Okay, I see. I'm going to take this water here, and let's find the water. Let's find the 9, 0 water. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with the 9, let's use 9, 9, 6 water. Alright. So that is the shorter water, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's pretty chaotic, and it leads down to the middle. Okay. Alright, let's go take a look at that in Minecraft. Alrighty, we're back in Minecraft, and we have our... Ooh, okay. Alright. I like that height of water for the top, because it doesn't stick up and look goofy like full-size water blocks. But it sticks up enough to let you know that something's up. And then it spirals around. And it actually pushes you away, so to get into this, because I don't want to trap. This isn't a trap for the player. This is actually something that... Whee! Whoa! Oh, there we go. Yeah, it does definitely, you do get knocked around in here, so it definitely feels like you're in something a little chaotic. Whoa, I'm going this way now. And we're going this way. Oh, and we're going this way. Oh boy, there we go. Whee! So when you look at this, now here's the important question. When you look at that, can you tell it's a whirlpool? Or does it look just like a chunk of water missing? That's what I'm worried about. Okay, it kind of looks like a chunk of water missing right now. And I think I just figured out what's wrong with it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure... Oh, that's a cool way of looking underneath water. Using a boat like that. Gives you a good angle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what it's missing. Alright, let's hop back into MCEdit. Okay. Alright. I think I got it. Alright, check this out. So, it looks right now kind of like a chunk missing out of the water. And if you've ever seen... If you've ever made a whirlpool in a 2-liter bottle, or if you've ever seen one in the drain of your kitchen sink or bathroom sink, then you know sort of what the problem here is. Alright. Let's go. Let's start it off fairly large. How is 9 looking? Alright. We're going to go in the middle and make a hole. And I want to get rid of those two, I think. There we go. And then we're going to make... maybe we make the hole 2 deep. I think we'll do 2 increments of 2. And then boom, boom, and then a little smaller, and then boom, boom, and then a little smaller, and then boom, boom, a little smaller, boom, boom. There we go. That's what was missing, the funnel. Now when you see that, you're like, oh no, I'm getting sucked down into the water. And I think another thing we can do is let's go find some of that still water, and let's replace it with some maybe 9.4 water, which is not as big. So the water around here, and let's do the 9.4 water coming out like this. In little bands. Like that. Like that. There. Alright. Now let's go take a look at that in Minecraft and see what we've done. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, now you see that, you're like, oh wow, that's a whirlpool down into the water. And let's get closer to it. And oh, look at that. The shorter water has changed up how the water in there looks. Okay, that looks pretty... And we have some chaotic water flows around the sides. Yes, okay, that's looking a little better. Alright, I like the more chaotic water flow around the edges too. Like, look at all that chaotic water right there. Oh no, I'm going in! Where's it gonna send me? Oh, look at that. I'm not touching the controls now. I'm just letting it do whatever it wants to. Oh, there I go. Right down into it. Yep. Okay, so it does suck you in. Great. That's actually what I wanted. Alright, so I'm just going to let go of the controls. We're going to slowly drift inside here and let's see what happens. There I go. I'm getting pushed around. Getting pushed around. I'm drifting. Up. Down I go. I'm getting sent this way. Getting sent a little bit that way. Yep. I'm spiraling. I even did a little bit of spiral. Okay, that is perfect. That works exactly like I intended it to. Okay. Alright, so... Whoa, and now, can I get out of here? Let's try and fight the current now. Alright, good. That is perfect. That's exactly how I wanted it to function. It sucks you down in there if you don't fight it, and if you fight it, then you can escape it. That's exactly what I wanted. Whee! We got a whirlpool, guys. All right, let me get out of here. All right, ow, ow, ow! Ah, fight it! Oh, that way. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Alrighty. All right, now. We are not done with the whirlpool yet. However, we are done with it as far as the mapping series goes. You can expect to see more of this whirlpool in Vechs' test world, where we will get into gameplay functionality and hooking up some redstone to this to give it... We're going to try to make it a magical whirlpool, basically, that does something. But as far as the mapping goes, I just wanted to see if I could make the terrain itself. In this case, the terrain would be a functional whirlpool, and paying attention to the aesthetics and making it look right. Getting that nice funnel shape going down into the water. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Alright. So the trick is, don't forget the funnel, and use different heights of water to give it some variation, so it's not just all homogeneous blocky water that looks the same. You gotta get some variation in there to make it look a little different, and that helps create all these little, makes it more chaotic and gets you pushed around more, which is cool for a whirlpool. Alright, well, I guess that's it for this episode. Let's abandon the ship. How do I abandon the ship? There, that's how. Did it just break? Is that because I'm in creative mode? I assume that's something to do with creative mode. No, ship! Oh, there goes the ship. Let's just drop a bunch of ships in here and see if they get, see what happens to them. They all go down there. There they go. Yep. Oh, I'm so happy. This works perfectly, just how I wanted it to. Alright. Oh, look at that. It's even... Oh, look at that. It's doing the thing where it spins around the bottom of the drain. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's great. That is fantastic. Alright, well, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, Murphy, for hanging with us. You're putting on a little bit of weight there, buddy. Getting bigger. So, be sure to check in on Vechs' test world, and we will see just how we can rig up this whirlpool to do some cool stuff. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Minecraft Mapping with Vechs. I'll see y'all next time. Until then, as always, take it easy.